They're fun-loving, devoted, and occasionally even life-saving buddies. Dogs. We all love dogs. Most of us would agree that all dogs deserve a loving home and a caring owner. However, that is not the case for most of the dogs in Bali. And not just in Bali. According to World Animal Foundation, there are 200 million stray dogs worldwide that are getting abused, starved, and are in a very poor physical and mental condition. It's a staggering reality that in Bali alone, there is an estimate of 650,000 stray dogs. 650,000 stray dogs that have no owners to provide for the basic needs like medical care and food. According to the Bali Bible, the root cause of the issue is poverty and lack of resources. Local dog owners who are born into poverty often cannot afford to pay for their dog essential services such as sterilization or vaccination. As a result of a dog not being sterilized or vaccinated, the population of stray dogs continues to grow at an alarming rate. According to Bali provincial government, the population of stray dogs has increased by 14% since 2020 to 2021. Another issue of the stray dog problem in Bali is the dog meat trade. People are snatching and selling dogs on the meat trade. According to Forpas, even after government regulations, there are around 1 million dogs a year in Indonesia that are being sold in the meat trade. Bali has been in the dog meat industry for a very long time now, since it's very profitable, especially during the pandemic, where many people were out of job and needed money. Another issue of the stray dog problem in Bali is tourism. Before the borders were open, during the pandemic, the stray dog problem in Bali has gotten a lot worse, because the dog food supply is relying largely on tourism and its industry. Because more tourists means more money, and more money means more donors for dog food supplies and shelters. Both the new COVID-19 restrictions, big organizations like BAWA were suffering the issue of the dog food supply for dogs going drastically down. But now that the borders are open, the dog hunger problem in Bali has gone a lot better. But shelters and rescue organizations are suffering the issue of no people adopting any dogs, because people are not as attached to Bali as they were during the pandemic, so it wouldn't make sense for them to adopt, buy, or get a dog. I've interviewed BAWA, the biggest rescue organization in Bali, and here's what they had to say about the issue. BAWA has shared that during the COVID-19 pandemic, there were fewer tourists in Bali, and this had both positive and not so positive effects on the stray dog problem. With fewer tourists, there was less food available for the stray dogs. This made it harder for them to find enough to eat, and they had to compete with each other for limited resources. But now that the travel restrictions are easing and people are returning to Bali, the situation might change again soon. Some people who spent time in Bali during the pandemic developed attachments to the local dogs might decide to adopt them or bring them home when they leave. However, not all tourists can adopt a dog because they might not have the resources or long-term commitment. We need to encourage responsible pet ownership and prevent people from abandoning their pets as tourism picks up. Now that I've explained the problems, let me tell you my journey and how I want to tackle the problems. When I first came to Bali in 2020, I was seeing stray dogs everywhere. The feeling of soreness, that they deserve a second chance and shouldn't be treated the way they're being treated. I always wanted to help the problem in any way I can, but I didn't really know how to start or when to start. But when I first heard there's a project that every single student should do in 8th grade, I knew that I wanted to do something with dogs, and I almost had no hesitation what my project should be. I chose to rescue stray dogs and find forever homes for them. I have named my project Adopt Don't Buy. I have chosen this name to raise awareness about people buying breeder dogs and forgetting about all the hopeless and homeless street dogs. If you're looking for a dog, I encourage you to adopt or rescue a dog instead of buying a dog that is already living in a privileged family. So I have started my project on rescuing dogs. Giving you a quick spoiler, in total we have rescued 5 dogs and 3 cats. Let me tell you some of the rescue stories. This is Rama. We found him on the side of the road where he was in horrible condition. Since he was our first rescue, we didn't really know how things can go, and we thought it was going to be very easy to rescue him. But we only got him after 1.5 hours of just running after him. After we brought him to the vet, and he had his full recovery, this is how amazing he looks like now. Let me share you another rescue story. This is Dasi. We found her on the side of a local warren where she was so hungry that she was eating chicken bones, throwing them up and eating them again. It was really hard to capture Dasi because she was running away into the bushes. But after we asked for help from a construction worker nearby, we finally got her. And after she had her full recovery, this is how she looks like now. On that exact day we rescued Dasi, we found this big dog that was in really bad condition. Dog was very sick with anemia, having zero energy and being very sick. The vet said he had really low chance of surviving. Unfortunately, the next day he passed away. This was definitely the most emotional moment during my project. As time went by, our organization kept growing, rescuing more animals, collecting more donations on our fundraiser, and raising more awareness about the stray dog problem in the Green School community. We're visiting many Spirit Fight events, and I think visiting the Spirit Fight events was a really big success. Because with every donation we're getting, we're educating people about the stray dog problem and the importance of adopting, rescuing, or supporting a rescue group. We have also visited many adoption days with hopes for Bali dogs, but nothing goes as planned. As I mentioned before, big rescue organizations are suffering the issue of no people adopting any dogs. So does my project suffer the issue. It is very hard financially to sustain the dogs in a good shelter, and sometimes the donations we get with our fundraisers are not enough to cover the full expenses. So right now we're looking for a donor that can help us with the bigger funding of my project. If you'd like to support us, please visit our website or email me. So far this project has been an incredible journey, and just because today is a presentation day doesn't mean it's the end of my project. We'll still be helping our loving friends no matter what. During the project, you could have noticed that I was using the term we a lot. I was saying we and not me, because this project would have been nothing without Ibu Angie, Ibu Laura, Ibu Alda, Pak Dan, my dad, all my friends, especially Fred, Goofy, Raim, Charlie, and Marley. In closing, I encourage everyone to act and help the problem in any way they can, whether it's through dog adoptions, donations to animal shelters, or through my project. Together, we can build a society that values and treats all animals with care. Thank you very much. Lastly, I would like to thank my mom, because she was the one who helped me with my project the most. Thank you very much.